If you've ever felt confined by the structures and systems you've created in your business and deep down you're craving more freedom in the way that you show up, this is for you. So, one of the funny things about being an entrepreneur is oftentimes we'll create systems that we feel like we need and serve us. And then at some point, we end up feeling like we're a prisoner of the system that we created. And yet, we don't recognize oftentimes that we can just change the system. So, great examples of this: content calendars, posting frequency, running trainings on some kind of recurring basis that you've predefined. All of these ways that we create structure in our business, which oftentimes can serve. There is value to this in a business. And yet, there are times in a business where you feel like you're confined and restricted and boxed in to the very systems that you created. And oftentimes, at least for me, I've noticed in the past, there's been this feeling of like, well, I can't change the system because this is just how it's done. When the reality is just stepping back and realizing like I have complete control and power over every aspect of my business. I can choose to change something that no longer serves me. And if there's a structure that I've created in my business that maybe served for a season or maybe felt aligned at a certain stage in my growth, that doesn't mean it's going to be aligned forever. There's so much freedom that comes from reclaiming the power that you give to these systems that you create in your business, recognizing that, yes, it's good to create systems and oftentimes they serve, but you can just as easily change things at any moment and redefine the rules. And oftentimes, as you move through different seasons in your business, there's going to be different ways of showing up that are going to feel aligned and congruent for where you are in that moment. So rather than feeling like you need to hold to this idea of rigidity around structure and consistency as this mechanistic thing where it's like, okay, I'm just like a widget factory and I've got to just like keep showing up in the same way for years and years and years on end. Sometimes that works for some people, but I know for me, it doesn't really serve. So reclaiming your power, recognizing that you can change at any moment can often be the difference between a business that feels like you're pushing and willing and forcing yourself to show up versus one that you can continue to adapt and evolve so that it feels congruent with who you are, and a business as a result that will be a joy to run.